Ohayou gozaimashita! Konnichiwa to kanba wa watashi no namae Mark desu. Irashaimase!
Or in other words, greetings and salutations, lords, ladies, and gender fluid friends of any persuasion. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. Welcome to Gamersledge. I'm one of your hosts, Mark, and also joining me this fine day is Matt. Hi, Matt.
Hello there. How is everyone out in internet land today? Did I talk long enough?
You did, and it just cut off your neck instead, so that was pretty cool.
Woo!
And then also joining us is Dave. Hi, Dave.
Hey, how's it going? I'm still sober, sorry.
I love you managed to almost get your name out, and then Matt laughed, and it went to him, and then it went to me. It's. I'm gonna have to figure something out for that. We'll see. But anyways,
Stop being so funny.
Yes, we have. Speaking of funny, our bi-weekly pop culture news and reviews podcast has been off the air for like 2 months. Stuff has happened. I've talked a little bit about it on the other streams. I got laid off 3 days before Christmas. My wife got laid off on the way to the hospital 3 days after New Year's. It's been an interesting time. We're fine. We're good. We're job hunting. It's not a big deal, but it has kind of thrown everything into disarray, and my mental brain power bandwidth has been low. But let's get through announcements, and then we'll do what we always do, which is go around the room and talk with everybody. First, I do want to thank all the new followers on Twitter. We're almost at 1,600, which is insane. At Gamersledge, if you want to follow us there for up-to-date scheduling. We're trying to get back to 1,000 follows on TikTok. We were there, and then we're not, and then we're heading back towards it. So I will tell you how to get there in just a second. And then also a big follow to everybody on Twitch. We are dangerously striking distance close to 1,450, with 1,500 being the next big milestone. So if you know somebody who might enjoy the shows, please do send them our way. At this rate, Twitch will overtake Twitter probably in 2 months, which is nuts, which is kind of cool and nuts. I do want to give a quick shout out to all of the folks who have been rating: Kia Rex, AK Yuri, Sanity, Mallowboy, No Novocaine, Kokeshi Ken Media, Dojo Master. Thank you for the rage just this last week. Want to welcome in our new followers: Saber 45321, Flicks Shadows, Weemsy, Level 11 in it, Backwoods, Official 3008, Fishy, Hangry Kirby. Figured Dave would like that one. Just Lacreta, which is actually an awesome new friend. I don't know. It's one of the things I'm going to talk about a little bit later, but she's actually the bailiff from the new Night Court reboot.
No, I actually saw a clip of that.
Yeah,
like
no,
her meeting the judge.
The judge. Yep.
In the line there.
That's the very beginning of the show. Yep. So, anyways, she's a fun.
Did that
new
start?
friend. Yeah, it came out on Tuesday or Wednesday on Peacock.
I'll have to catch up. Yeah.
Also, thank you to Blucka, Tough RPG, Nacho Wench, Creation, J Severin 88. I don't know why that one's so hard for me to read every time. Princess, Nostalgia Steve, Alonzo 9453, BG Gabe. I'm sorry, BP Gabe, Mayumi Uwu, Senior Mango 98, and Trey Flip. Welcome into the community, and appreciate all of you for following just in the last week here. Also need to give a shout out to our bossest of boss producers, Shank the New, Mr. J Nice, and Neo Sapien. Why do we shout them out at the top and bottom of every show? Because they are generously subbed to us through mechanics.gg, which is where you can directly support the stream. It is a service that pays creators like us 100% of the donations or subs you send our way. It's completely free to sign up, and everybody who does follow us on Mechanics via the link I just put in chat automatically gets 5,000 Stardust to affect our gameplay, with new ways being added daily. Plus, all of our socials are linked there. So if you do want to follow us on the TikToks, the Instas, the YouTubes, as the kids say nowadays, that's where you can go and do it. Second, we are an affiliate with XSplit Broadcasting Software. It's the broadcasting software that we've used for almost the last 10 years now, which is nuts. I feel it's miles ahead of OBS and Streamlabs OBS. It's updated constantly with new features because it is a paid product. And if you follow the link in chat, we'll get you 10% off whatever you purchase, even the lifetime sub, which is a pretty significant chunk of change to save. We are also partnered and sponsored by Z League, which is a service in which you can play in Warzone, Apex, League of Legends, or Halo tournaments with actual cash prizes. And not only can you win real money, but if you play in just 5 tournaments in 1 month, you're automatically entered into a drawing to win a PS5 just for playing the games you already play and love. Does not cost anything to sign up, so check out Z League. We've got new merch. Oh, go ahead.
Check-in isn't working. It says you're not in the stream.
You know what? It does that sometimes, and there's no way for me to fix it.
Okay, I wasn't sure if something wasn't turned on.
Yeah, I see it, Ken. Yeah, it is. I don't know why it does that sometimes. Like, it's a Twitch side issue, not the points, so it's really weird.
Somebody listening to music too, because I keep on getting like.
It's me. It's me.
You. Okay.
Yeah,
Right.
I've got music playing in the background. Sorry.
That's okay.
I was curious if it was
crazy.
picking up. Yeah, I was curious if it was picking it up or not, but I didn't think it was. I know it picks up my voice changer for some reason, but not the music. I don't get it. It's all coming through the same board, so why wouldn't it? But whatever. It's neither here nor there. We have new merch in the merch store. We have started rolling up. Start the Cat is there, although I am going to modify it.
Oh.
Someone suggested that from watching the streams over a long period of time that it should be somebody start the cat, not start the cat.
Oh,
and
that's fair.
And I said that is fair.
So I need to order one quick before you change it, so then I can have both.
Yes.
So don't change it till I tell you I've ordered one.
And speaking of, it's cold in my house today. How am I staying warm? Why, it's the official Gamersledge hoodie, which you can also find on the stream as well. So check that out.
Shamelessplug.com.
Shamelessplug.com. Don't forget that if you are subbed on our Twitch channel, you do get a discount on all merch. Tier 3 subs get merch at cost, so check that out as well. And then last but not least, we are part of Streamers for Kids, which is a charity group supporting Extra Life, which is a charity that buys sick kids in hospitals gaming equipment to make the things they're in the hospital for not quite as unbearable. If you'd like to brighten some child's day, follow the link in chat and we'll take you right where you need to be. Last but not least, actually, I had a couple things before last but not least. Don't forget also to check in for 1 point. Oh, wait, it's not working. Never mind. That's not working this stream. Sorry, guys. It should be fine next stream. Whenever it does it doesn't seem to happen back to back, so I'm not sure what's going on with Twitch. That sucks, Ken. What did I miss?
Oh, he just said he didn't stream today because he's sick.
Oh, yeah, he's been sick for the last, week. I hope you feel better, dude. Sincerely, I hope you feel better. Schedule for the rest of this week. Tonight is Gamersledge Podcast. Tomorrow is at 12 p.m. Pacific, 2 Central, 3 Eastern, over on Kokeshi Ken Media's channel. Will be AEW Rampage live reactions and reviews. And then right back here on Sunday at 2 p.m. Pacific, 4 Central, 5 Eastern. It's Sunday Streamer Tech Support. 5 hours of questions and answers. I never think we're going to have enough questions and answers, and yet we always do. Hello there, Crodad. Welcome in. So join us for that. 2 p.m. Pacific, 4 Central, 5 Eastern on Sunday. Last but not least, I always forget to say so. We are an established Epic partner. If you are a Fortnite player or you use the Epic PC Store, enter code Gamersledge on the store page if you feel like supporting us. We greatly appreciate it. Again, that code is Gamersledge. Crumple up the announcements, throw them at the screen. Okay, that's done. But I'm actually going to break tradition here, and I'm going to go first tonight because I have the most to talk about. I'm 100% prepared to make Matt look like a brevity speaker tonight.
Wow. Okay. Challenge. Now, I'm going to take no more than 3 minutes for the rest of this year. That's my goal, man.
I'm just teasing you, dude. But I do have a lot to talk about. First of all, we are mostly a good news channel.
Uh-oh.
However, I don't know if you guys, because you're not in the tabletop world right now. Yes. Wait. Let me start there. Good question, Ken. Did Matt finish up his challenge? Matt has one last challenge, and it is happening this Friday when we would normally do Fun with Friends Friday. I'm going to stream it. I'm not going to stream the movie. I won't.
Reactions.
I'll do the reactions, and you'll be able to hear the movie. But we're going to do it this Friday. I found how to stream it. It's really easy. I can stream it for Discord. It will start at our normal time of 7 p.m. Pacific, 9 Central, 10 Eastern. He has to watch, and we all have to watch with him, Manos Hands of Fate. It is widely regarded as the worst movie ever made. It is a 1966 horror film, and I have seen this.
Horror film.
Huh?
Sci-fi horror. Film.
Sci-fi horror film. I've seen this twice in my life, and it's real bad. Let's just put it that way. It's real bad. And this isn't even going to be the Rift Tracks version. This is just the straight version. So it's going to be real bad.
There's no fun to be had there.
No, it's going to be real. I mean, the fun will be the friends we make along the way. But
Exactly.
yes. So that will be this Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific. So come join us for that. No games. We're just going to have fun tormenting Matt and ourselves. I guess.
The fun is the tormenting of Matt, though.
Yeah, pretty much. So that will end the challenges of Matt, the challenges of Neo Sapien. So as I was saying, normally we're good news channel. We don't generally report on a whole lot of scandals and stuff, but I don't know if you guys have seen this at all because you're not really in the tabletop circles as much as I am. Have you guys seen what's going on with Dungeons and Dragons right now?
I've seen a
sure.
lot of summary stuff, but I have not gotten in depth into it.
So to sum it up in a nutshell, they have this thing called the OGL, which allows third-party publishers. Oh, I should probably kill this happy music at this point. They allow third-party publishers to do things like create things based off of Dungeons and Dragons, as long as they don't use the IP like Drizzt or Beholders or things like that. Anything else is pretty much fair game. You can use the worlds, you can use, the planes, the different places, dimensions, all that stuff, the gods, all that stuff. You can use that. It's all fair game. However, what they did is they sent out and why they did this was because, number one, at the time, the guy that was the CEO wanted to make the game more popular and make an ecosystem of third-party publishers to support the game. The main reason is because adventures make Dungeons and Dragons the least amount of money possible. So what they make money is on rule books and things like that. So that makes sense for them to concentrate on that. Let the community make all the adventures. Everybody wins. It's like crowdsourcing your stuff. So what happened was about 3 weeks ago, Wizards of the Coast sent out, and this is the really important part, they sent out new contracts with a new OGL. Now, 1.0 specifically has a line in there that says this can never be revoked or changed. So that's part of the problem. But also number two is that one of the publishers that received this was very ballsy and leaked it. And you could read the whole thing. And they were going to take 25% royalties over any project that made more than 700,000 gross, not net. And it looked like it applied to every form of media now, instead of just CTRPGs. So that meant VTTs, virtual tabletops. It meant Critical Role. It meant all this other stuff, basically. And it also gave them an irrevocable, forever license to any content that you created. Now, I know that this is not really Dungeons & Dragons doing. Remember, Dungeons & Dragons is owned by Wizards of the Coast, and Wizards of the Coast is owned by Hasbro. So it is the executive management of Hasbro and Wizards of the Coast that's been pushing for this. At the same time that this leak happened, they had Hasbro had a investor conference call that basically they said that D&D is a lifestyle brand and they're going to use D&D Beyond to monetize the rest of the players at the table, because right now if you think about it, if I'm running a game, I'm paying $6 a month and you guys don't have to pay for anything, right? The rest of the people playing with me don't have to pay for everything. They want to monetize each of those people up to $30 per person, and microtransact the hell out of you. So between the OGL and that coming out, there was a huge backlash. D&D, Wizards of the Coast tried to walk it back, saying that those were drafts, which anyone who's ever dealt with contract negotiations ever knows that you don't send a draft with a place for somebody to sign if it's a draft. And they said, oh, we never realized that someone could see us as stealing the work if we give you a non-revocable license to use it for however we want forever. It's been bad. And the worst part is now they have somebody out there apologizing and saying they're going to do this, that, and the other. The problem is that if you know how Wizards of the Coast works, they never read any of their surveys today as it is. What they do is they use that as a funneling channel so that people don't bombard them on Twitch and be disruptive. So anyways, they put a proposed new OGL 2.0 out there, and it is better, but it still looks like it's basically out to screw the VTTs, the virtual tabletops, because now their virtual tabletop, they have a section dedicated to that. They're basically wanting to turn virtual tabletops into internet service providers, in that the virtual tabletops now have to monitor all of their content to make sure it infringes on none of Wizards of the Coast's IP. Which seems like an especially steep onus for VTTs that are not doing that now. So we'll see how that works. Hi, Tiny Pink Desk. Welcome in, friend. So anyways, that's really left a bad taste in my mouth for, sadly, Wizards of the Coast right now. Dungeons and Dragons, not so much. I mean, it's not the end of the world for me because I don't use D&D Beyond. I've never signed up for it. I never will, especially now. And also they had a mass exodus of 40,000 players, 40,000 subscriptions being canceled over the last week and a half, which is part of what pushed this. They're so understaffed that they can't process all of the cancellations. So anyways, it's been really bad for D&D right now. And I feel bad for the folks that are just trying to create a game and not having to deal with this stuff, but it's very bad. But keep monitoring. If you have a thought, sure. If you want to play Wizards game and submit via their survey what you think about the 2.0, fine, do that. But also say what you think on Twitter, on Instagram, on other social media channels where they can't suck it into a black hole and it's never seen again.
Now, if they had stopped at the percentage of royalty percentage, I mean, that's not unreasonable. There's some people out there making some coin off of that. It's not unreasonable that they should want it. Now, 25%, is that right? Is that wrong? Is the cutoff mark right, wrong? I mean, that's debatable, but yeah, the irrevocable license, basically them owning your stuff.
Yeah.
That gets a little that gets a little tricky. I mean, but there are a lot of creative platforms where if you create something on their platform, they technically own it. That's not unique to them. There's a lot of platforms out there that operate that way.
If you didn't have a 20-year precedent with a legal document that says it can never be revoked or changed, and you have entire companies that exist off of that, like Paizo or Kobold Press, or even Critical Role. Now, granted, the new OGL says it's only in regards to tabletop role-playing games. So it's not movies, it's not anything, etc.
Right.
Which, okay, that's better. But still, it seems like you're trying to get rid of, all these people that you created the ecosystem. And now it's just, there's a lot of bad will right now.
Oh yeah, it's a bad look, that's for sure.
It's
And to do it
super
all
bad
at
look.
once, right? You know,
Yeah.
typically a company does something like that, they do it a piece at a time, right? They don't throw it all at you at once.
Yep. So, so yes, that was the first thing I had to talk about. Second thing I had to talk about is Christmas presents. I haven't had a chance to actually show these, um, because we've been busy doing other things. But my wife got me this set of dragons dice, and I don't know.
Ooh, almost.
Oh,
Yeah, it's because I moved my face. Hold on.
Oh.
So this is the D20, and it's actually really legible.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is that each die is really differently. It's not like super differently shaped. It's still a D10, but it's got like extra claws and extra teeth and everything all over it. It's kind of get my big fingers out of the way. Come on, autofocus.
Pick it up just a little bit.
What?
There you
Hold on. There we go.
go. Ooh.
So yeah, it's anyways, those are really cool. I think the D4 is my favorite because it kind of looks like a dragon throwing star.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, so these are really cool. That was one of the things I got for Christmas. And this was the year that unprompted everyone decided to buy me dice. Which I don't know if you ever had years like that, but this was that year for me. The second one I got are steel dice, which I'm trying to open one real quick because they're all individually wrapped. Here we go. So these are
okay, nice.
Oh yeah. I have a set that's sort of like that. I mean, they're a different color. They're obviously mine are blue,
yes,
but they're nice. They have a nice heft to them.
yeah, they're really pretty
I
solid.
have this boy here. I don't know if you can see that. It's an oversized metal with a little sparkly swirl inlay,
Yes, it
and,
looks very nice.
and it is just got a great like heft to it to just like, fiddle with while you're on phone calls and stuff.
See, and this is the most interesting one.
Oh, I've seen those.
Bullet dice, which
Yeah.
I've never seen before. Well, I mean, I've never seen these. These are actual like cast iron bullets.
Yeah.
And now I had seen a dice roller that somebody made for the Critical Role character that has the guns, Percy, where it loaded dice like bullets like this in and then shot them out and rolled it. And I'm like, now I really want the gun dice roller to do this for the bullets. That's pretty cool. So that was one of the things. And then the other thing I got, Lexi had seen this and thought it was cool and wanted to know if I wanted it. And I said, sure. And I have never actually turned it on yet or done anything with it. I don't know how this is going to work, if it's going to work at all. Or is it not going to turn on? I did chart. Oh, I have lights. Oh, did I just turn it off? What did I do?
Be careful. It's going to be loud.
Is it? Do you have one?
Well, I had one, but I think it was a cheap one.
This is
We
not
got
the cheap one.
Yeah, we got one at a what you call it? Like a thing for Alex because he saw it at a table at like a flea market type thing. And it lasted like a day.
Do you know how to make it work? Because this is not doing nothing.
There was like a button on one of the top or bottom, like a little switch.
Yeah, I turned it on and it's now blinking because it's never done that before. But then
Yeah,
I thought it was
that one.
no.
Was there a little controller? What was that little thing that had on?
No, it's a little top thing. It doesn't do anything, or it does have some.
Check for a button.
Yeah, but it doesn't fit on the bottom one. It seems to fit. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, if it, how do I put this? If it did, okay. Yeah, so there is like, it looks like there are two contacts in the bottom of this thing, but they're at the bottom of the bowl and the thing sticks out like that far. So I don't know what it's gonna, I thought it said something you just needed to hold it in your hand and it would
Yeah, like
start.
I said, we had a bad one. Do you need to throw it?
Nope. That didn't work. Anyways, yeah, cool toy. I'll figure it out later. Next time I get it working, I'll show it on stream. Now I just got to figure out how to turn it off. Okay. I think it's off now. Watch it start levitating. Because it's supposed to just levitate in your hand, and then you can throw it forward, and it goes out a ways and boomerangs back. But yes, that was the extent of my Christmas stuff that I wanted to show. Huzzah.
You're supposed to flick your wrist while it's turned on to the motion sensor activation.
Flick your wrist. Like, but am I supposed to like throw it?
No, just like in your hand. So turn it on so the lights are flashing again. And then
Okay.
while it's in your wrist, do like a flick. Like sideways. Not like you're Spider-Man. No, like twist your wrist. Like you're trying to turn the lid.
Like a little flick, flick, but holding it, like you flick, like you're gonna throw it, but you don't let go of it.
You got to make sure is the upside up. It has to be upside up.
Which is I would assume that the heavy side is down, right?
I don't know. It says it's labeled. I don't.
It is not labeled.
Make sure the side labeled top is facing upwards.
Oh,
Okay. There you go.
And there it went.
This is the quality programming brought to you.
Success.
Do I put a win emote for that?
Yes, that is definitely a win.
Oh. Oh, there we go. It's Persona. We leveled up. Good job, everybody.
Mark, did you see the Nintendo release of Kenny Omega Amiibo?
Oh, hold on one second. Hold on a second. Because I can't hear anything other than Persona. Okay, now we're done leveling up. I'm sorry.
Did you see the Nintendo release the Kenny Omega Amiibo?
What?
I know, right?
What?
So check this out. So you saw the Wrestle Kingdom 17, right?
Listen, did you see the Wrestle Kingdom 17?
Of course I did. Nintendo made an Amiibo.
Oh, shut up. Dude, shut up. That's hilarious. He came out to One Winged Angel.
Yeah, even I know this happened.
Oh, okay. Wow. Wow. You should have seen that match, though.
Oh my god, dude. I'm going to watch it again.
Crowdad was like, are they trying to actually kill each other? Because they're succeeding.
I felt so bad because that wasn't even like the main event. It's
No.
like...
I mean, I felt bad for Okada and Jay White after that. It was a good match, but there was no way they were going to live up to that.
Nah. And it was such a great match. Like,
yeah, they had a really good match. It was a really good match, but it wasn't going to live up to that. That was nuts. And to think that's the first one, because we're probably going to get a series between them.
yeah.
And they held back stuff from that. What? I don't know.
Who knows?
Like Matt, at one point, literally, Kenny was slamming Will Ospreay's head through a table multiple times and making the hole bigger and bigger. It looked like something out of a cartoon. You know, when like the villain is completely smashing the hero's face into the concrete. Yeah, that was what it really looked like. And I'm like, don't kill him.
Wow.
It's one I do recommend you probably check it out at some point. It was real good. So
Just
yes,
about the entrances. The entrances were even amazing.
yes, they were. Well, the fact that Osprey went back to Aerial Assassin, that's
That was
my
fun.
favorite. That's my favorite version of Osprey. So, so yes, that is the first thing that I watched. We watched Wrestle Kingdom 17. It was very, 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 very good. Lots of really great matches. Shank enjoyed his time watching it. Said, "Huh, it makes AEW hit a little different." And then we got Kushida next week, who tried to murder Darby Allin, and so that was good. I finished To Your Eternity, which is a very good anime and is perhaps the most depressing anime I've ever seen in my life.
That sounds about I think that's the actual official box summary on,
It's-
on the DVD case.
It is like, if you are looking for a well-written, well-drawn anime that has Green Mile levels of no hope, this is the anime for you.
This is sounding
Did
like
you
something I
think
probably should have
Requiem
watched
for
by
a
now.
Dream was too funny?
Yeah, exactly. It's really like, it's like the first episode is already like, oh, they're trying to get me to cry, and it's probably gonna work. And then the second episode is like, oh god, this is getting worse somehow. And then the third episode is like, why am I watching this? Why am I still living? And then the fourth episode is like, I think maybe I want to take a break from watching things. Except that you want to know where it's going, so you keep going back. And it's pretty brutal, to be honest. But at the same time, it's just now getting to the part where it's starting to look good. Hey, Ashley, what's up? Welcome to the stream. I saw you streaming earlier this week. Congratulations. You must have found where your mouse was. Behind the couch. So I finished that. I think it was a season and a half currently, or 2.5 seasons. I can't remember which. It might be 2.5 seasons. Just go in knowing that although it is bleak, it is very good, but it is real bleak. So just FYI, To Your Eternity. I watched Hawkeye finally.
Hey!
Yeah.
Just in time for know that Jeremy Renner is never ever going to do anything Marvel ever again.
Well, that's not necessarily true, hopefully, but I actually liked it.
That's good. It was good.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with it. I liked it.
It was very fun. Everybody was great in it.
Yep.
Tons of great actors in that one. It was funny. It was heartwarming. It took, I was worried because they couldn't do the Hawkeye miniseries stuff, because it's a different Hawkeye. Like, this guy's got a family and all this kind of stuff. It was like a total different tone they had to take. But at the same time, they included a lot of fun stuff from the comic series. Like the Tracksuit Mafia was awesome. They nailed it.
The Tracksuit Mafia was ridiculous. It was more of the correct wording, but at the same time, enough of a
It's still
threat.
awesome.
Yeah, enough of a threat that it was awesome. Bro.
Trust a bro.
Like, I was so glad that they got that. I mean, they got that right and everything, and it was just, I don't know, they kind of nailed it.
And then the fact that there's a Trust a Bro truck that drives by in the first episode of Ms. Marvel.
Oh, I did not catch that. That's awesome.
Yeah, there is.
And then I watched the Ant-Man and the Wasp Quantumania second trailer. And that was real good, and dare I say, quite even better than the first trailer.
Yeah, they did a good job. I'm excited for that one.
Tickets are purchased. So.
Oh no! I need.
Oh,
to
did
do
I
that.
not tell you tickets were out?
No, you didn't.
Oh, I'm sorry.
No.
Hey, you know what? Tickets are out.
Thanks, Matt.
I gotta see
Public
if my
service
usual
amount. You
white
wait till the
seats
last
are
minute,
open.
make sure your
The-
one seat's there.
Yeah, no, because I'm afraid they're not gonna be. Let's see. How do
No, that's
I?
Dave's thing. He like waits till the
Coming
night before, and then this
soon.
one seat is always open for some reason. It
Ant-Man
must be
and
the
the
worst
Wasp:
seat in the house.
Quantumania.
I don't understand. But
It's not. It's like right dead center too.
IMAX
But
6:15.
there must be
p.m.
just like a group of 3 and a group of 2, you know, and it's just
Crap.
and they want that one chair separation,
yeah.
and you ruin it for them.
Crap.
Yeah.
There's one
Oh, is it
person in
gone?
our seat,
Oh,
in our 2 seats. Man, I don't want to go to all the way to the back, but I
find
don't
them and
want to
murder him.
go. Yeah, probably.
So yes,
I'll do
anyone
this.
that anyone that hasn't purchased tickets but yet is interested in opening weekend, you might want to, depending on the
Yes.
veracity of your market, look at that.
Yes. Thank you for letting me know, because I did not know that was.
Yeah, sorry, I thought I popped that in the chat. So
You
And,
very well may have. I
and then
will.
I should have known I needed to follow up with you. Stuff's been going on. So
I also should say last night I got 4 hours of sleep. Because I was up really late. I was up till like 4 a.m. and I'm like, I got to turn my brain off. And so I'm like, usually I read to do that. And I opened Google News, and the first 3 stories was Microsoft lays off 10,000 people.
10,000 people.
And then Google lays
Google
off
has
15,000 people, or 12,000 or whatever it is. And then Meta downsizing its San Francisco thing and laying off 20,000 people. I'm like, that's 20,000 more people in the job market when I am. It was not, it's not great. Like it was not like, you know, I know that stuff is just surface, and it's not really got anything to do with me, because those are not necessarily folks doing what I do. But at the same time, it just makes my head spin for a minute. So I tried to go to bed after that, and I laid there for 3 hours, and at 7:30 I finally fell asleep, and my wife is like, at like 8, she's like, "Can you take the dogs out?" I'm like, "No, I just got to sleep." So
Can we try maybe like, you know, reading a book instead, you know, like
something like War and Peace or something.
So
maybe something by Chuck Palahniuk or something like that.
Here's the thing about that. My eyesight has gotten to the point that I can't read books anymore without glasses, and that is not the same as me just reading a book in all different directions like I normally do. So I tend to read on the computer monitor. So that's
get a Kindle.
Yeah. Anyways,
make the text real big.
Anyways, so that was the next thing that I watched. AEW Dynamite has been pretty good to great, especially the last 2. That Kushida Darby Allin match was nuts. The Bryan Danielson matches for the last 2 weeks versus Takeshita and Bandito. Although I do find it amusing that for the last 2 weeks, Bryan Danielson is the babyface who needs to beat these guys to be able to challenge MJF at the pay-per-view, and yet everybody's cheering for the other guys. It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny.
Well, it was in the wrong place for, you know, they were.
No. They were super. Bandito was super over in Fresno, 100%.
Yeah, like that wasn't even.
Yeah,
you know,
and everybody just loves Takeshita. So yeah.
Yeah. No, he's awesome. That's a great pickup for them to keep him around.
Yeah. Night Court debuted on Tuesday, was on Peacock on Wednesday. First 2 episodes are up. Does have Dan from the original series. Yeah. Mainly because he's the only one left alive.
Oh.
Yeah, I bet you didn't know that, huh?
No, I just...
They're all gone except for Dan and Bull, I think. So anyways, yeah. They did keep the theme music. It's different, but it's the theme music. So I'm very happy about that.
And she plays his daughter, right? I mean,
she plays Harry's daughter. Yeah. And I made a new friend last week. I'm friends with an actor in LA, and I was in his stream, and I had met this person previously, and we've become pretty fast friends on Twitch doing stuff. And she's actually the bailiff in Night Court. Right. So that's kind of cool. And she's pretty awesome. Her name is Just Lacreta, if you want to check her out. All one word, Just Lacreta. Nice. And then of course the big thing that I watched this week, The Last of Us episode 1.
Mm,
Is there any of us that have not watched it? Okay, good.
I watched it.
Yes. Lexi loved it.
Nice.
Man, I will say that I felt like I was watching To Your Eternity.
But it screamed by, didn't it? It seemed like they were just going like for an hour
It
and a
was an
half. It
hour
seemed
and a
like they
half.
just
No,
but,
they
I
fit a
mean,
lot in. They
yeah,
fit a lot
they
into an
fit
hour and a
a
half.
lot in. I mean, it felt like it was screaming by.
Wait,
Not
that
that
was
they
an hour and a half. That was
that
an
was
hour
an
and a
hour,
half.
like an hour
That was
20,
an hour and a
25.
half. No, it was hour
Yeah.
30, I think.
Was it full? Was it
Yeah, I
full
think it was
90?
hour
Okay.
30. Yeah.
I did not realize that.
No, when I saw it, I was immediately like, "Oh crap!" Because I had got Lexi to come watch it late, and she
Yeah.
doesn't. She's. It's real hard for her to sit still for that amount of time, but it went real quick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was,
Man,
it was,
haven't,
it was really
Corey
solid
wants to
though.
watch it, so I'm gonna watch it again.
I'm telling you right now, I wish the very first scene that's in the show was in the game.
Oh, the backstory.
The interview,
Yeah,
the ABC interview from '66.
Right.
That was amazing.
That
Yeah,
was
that was well done.
That was so well done and not ever part of the game. And I'm like, oh, this is the very first thing Lexi said to me was, this is too soon after the pandemic. and I'm like, no, I think it's just far enough that it's okay, even though the pandemic's still happening. But it does make you feel real uncomfortable. And yeah.
No, that was a brilliant stroke, and it actually introduced some elements that they kind of hinted at in 1 and 2, but never really got around to diving into. So it was I like that. That was good. I was a little confused at where we started because some scenes are like shot for shot from the game, but then there's other stuff that's. I mean, some of the stuff they just streamlined, right? So when you're experiencing world building playing a game, that doesn't necessarily translate well to the medium. So like the introduction of the kid to explain how they treat infected and using that rather than the stuff you saw as you were walking through the village when you were through the zone while you were playing. I thought that was a really good translation. But yeah, the whole thing at the beginning where we're following that character, I don't know how spoiler we're getting around, because that is unique content. That kind of confused me. I'm like, oh my gosh, is this going to be like? And then you figure like, oh no, this is the day. We're just backing up a little bit further than where the game starts. Okay.
Yeah. And I really liked how they expanded before times. I guess is the spoiler-free way to say that. But I also like all of the, and I mean all of the casting choices for this so far.
Yeah. I guess Marlene is actually Marlene. Like that's the actual.
Oh, is it really? Nice.
Portrayed Marlene in the game. So
I thought that was cool.
Did anybody actually see Ashley Johnson or Troy Baker? Because I thought they were supposed to be in the first episode, but I'll be damned if I saw them anywhere.
I couldn't find them, but with makeup and everything. Heck, I didn't recognize the actress playing Tess until like Cass said something, and I'm like no.
Right away. I was like, oh, I didn't even know she was in this. So
I didn't either, and it was just like I did, but I mean, just the makeup and everything, I just totally didn't even recognize her. It was like the voice didn't even catch. Which usually the voice I'll catch, but that didn't even catch me on this one. So they could have been background characters anywhere, and I would have probably just glanced right past them.
I'm terrible at that stuff. Like, do you ever see what's that Yellowstone show? Anybody watch that?
My wife does. I have not.
It's actually really good.
That's what she says.
And there's this character on there called Rip, and he's a cowboy and everything, and blah blah. And like he was winning an award, and I was just like, oh, I wonder if he's ever been in anything else. And my wife looks at me and says, like, he's been in a ton of stuff. And I look, and I'm like, oh my god, he's John's from Pitch Black. It's just like, what? I mean, dude's really been in everything.
I really like the setup. I like the writing. I like the pacing. I like pretty much everything about it, other than the sense of overwhelming dread that I actually know what's going to happen. I guess in the short form, because it's like you can deviate some and that'll be cool, but you can't deviate too much, and it's gonna be a journey. I don't know if I don't know how if Lexi. I think she'll stick with it at least until they get into the second game, and then she'll probably quit watching.
Do we know, is this first season supposed to cover the entire first game?
I don't see how it can.
I don't think so.
I don't think so
we'll
either.
get like halfway.
Yeah.
But it will be interesting to watch, that's for sure. So yes, that's everything I've watched. I know I'm forgetting some stuff. I'll probably, when you guys are going to be like, oh yeah, I did that too. But I don't know what at this moment, if anything. Played. I have gone back to Solasta Crown of the Magister. That game is really fun. It's D&D 5th ed, basically. It has a lot of verticality to it, but I'm playing with some mods that lets me have 6 players, or 6-player party, and checking some stuff out that way. Escape from Tarkov, doing good. I'm up to level 8.
Doing well, sir.
What's that?
You're doing well.
I am doing well. I'm doing well. That game hits me in the head so hard, sometimes I say I'm doing good. That has been a lot of fun. Fortnite, Matt, you missed it. They have a new Steel Hawk in the game, and you stand there, but you control the hawk, and it has a limited range, but it's pretty decent range, and you can ping in a 360-degree bubble and target all the people so that everybody can see them. And you can open boxes, pick up items, and fly them back, but you can also pick up people and fly them to hard-to-reach places. It is pretty good.
Okay, so that's the video I saw of somebody using a drone to lift somebody up, drop them over and drop them off of a far cliff or something. Okay.
Yep. They can shoot it down.
Custom mode or something.
No, that's in the real deal right now. But other than that, I'm really not like, this season's battle pass just has me completely nonplussed. This may be the first season in quite a while that even though it's a long season, I may not get to 100.
Yeah, I don't know.
Which is nuts.
My motivation for it has been waning, and I don't know if it's the battle pass. I don't know if it's just I'm kind of finally capping out on my. Now, the last time we played, it was fun. We had really good rounds. Everything went well. It's not like anything was wrong with the game. I just and then this week is just.
No, I get it. I have been in a game malaise recently where there's like, huh?
That's a thing right now.
Yeah.
I think everybody's kind of in that. Like, I know like everybody's been in a funk this week, and I know like everybody's like having a hard time getting into games and everything like that. Like there's a thing going on right now.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's just in it.
So we have been playing a lot of Dungeons and Dragons Online on the channel recently, which is the 16-year-old MMO. I'm sorry, it's still good. And even though the graphics are kind of ass, the rest of the gameplay is really good. And we've had a lot of people come in and play. It is free to play, so you don't have to plunk down any money to do it. So that's one of the nice parts. But so yeah, we've been running that quite a bit, and I've been enjoying my time with that. I also booted up Baldur's Gate 3 just to run the updates and look at the new character creation stuff. I still haven't played any more of it. I will also note that it is 18 days till a Dark and Darker channel takeover for another week.
Oh, wow.
The February closed alpha test will be launching in 18 days. So we will, once again, everything will be Dark and Darker for a week, and then it'll switch back. And then I think the next thing is closed beta launch in April. I mean, open beta launch in early access in April. So that's going to be bad news then, because I don't know what I'm going to do with myself other than play it all day, every day, nonstop. It's very bad. This is like a game that is truly, like, I thought Escape from Tarkov had its hooks in me, and it went for a long time, and I'm still enjoying playing Tarkov, but now that I know that somebody's taken Tarkov and then applied it to something I'm actually interested in, which is basically Skyrim. I dream about this game. That's how bad it is. And then we've been playing Wildermyth on the channel as well, which if you've not joined us for that, it is nonstop cackling from just about everybody involved. We actually have a voice actor that comes and joins us, and then we all do our voices and we play Wildermyth, which is a kind of roguelike, story-heavy, generational CRPG that allows for up to 5-player multiplayer. And except Jimmy the Shank, who for some reason can't play with us yesterday. But yes, it's actually really a lot of fun. It's $23 on Steam, $25. It's really good. But that's a lot of fun. We do that on Thursdays. And then the other thing that I've been doing is right before my wife got laid off, she won the grand prize in her company Christmas party, which is the MetaQuest 2. Nice. And I thought I would do a quick review of it, because one of the questions that I had is, I already have a Vive, right? So is this going to do anything for me? Can I play any of those games, or do I have to rebuy them all? The good news is you can play all of your games. You just need to make sure that you have a computer that has VR set up on it. So since I have a VR computer over there, what you do is you actually wirelessly connect to it. It's called AirLink. And then you just run Steam VR on it, and it automatically transfers everything to the headsets and visor here. It's actually a really slick little system. So that part is cool. That means that I can play all the non-Steam games that I have, and all those different things, because Vive is pretty open on that side. If you don't have a computer that has VR, you can still, this has limited internal memory. So what I do for my streaming computer is I will Vive link to it, and I will install the games on that computer, and then it will AirLink those games to me, and I don't actually take up the storage space on this guy, which I think this one's 256 or 128. I can't remember which. The other pros about this one is it is easy to find the switches. The visual fidelity is probably factor 3 better than my Vive. Like I see no screen dooring on this. Whereas if you're not familiar with screen dooring, it's literally like you can see a mesh kind of in front of your eyes, like you're looking through a screen door. I can see that on my Vive all the time. I see none of that here. If you watch stuff in 6 or 7K on this, it's pretty much like you're there. So from that standpoint, it's pretty cool. The controller, for what this is, it's pretty interesting, because you basically hold it like this. So you've got your face buttons here. You've got two, trying to see if there's a way that, there you go. You've got two face buttons and then a joystick. And the joystick is actually also a button. You have a trigger grip on the back right here. And then you have a middle finger grip here also. So everything you need to do is right here. And it does have sensing for your thumb and your forefinger. So if you're pointing, you're automatically pointing in the game. So that's kind of interesting how they have that. You also have a touch button. What do you mean, Jimmy? Oh, are you talking about the menu button? Yeah, there's one other. I call these the menu buttons because they're usually used for pulling up a menu or something along those lines, or refocusing where you're looking in the games. But overall, like the kinetic, I was saying with the other ones, you kind of learn this kinetic language of things you need to do, movements you need to do in order to do stuff in the games. The kinetic language is pretty intuitive with this as well. My only the other pro is that you do not need to nail anything to your ceilings. Like my Vive, I still have to have the base stations to monitor where they are. This actually uses almost like echolocation to keep track of everything along with all of the cameras in it. And you set where the ground is when you first start and what your play area is, or you can set it seated and it will automatically constrict to that for you, for safe space. But my cons with this are, one of them is the exact same con that I had with the original Oculus Rift. And that is that, again, this design is completely forward heavy. And so you'll constantly be readjusting because the sweet spot for seeing in the lenses is in the exact center. And so if it starts to dip on your face a little bit, you've got to muck with the straps to try and get it back up so that it is center field of view again. You can use glasses with this if you want to. Luckily, I don't seem to need it with these for whatever reason. And then the other con that I have is that this has the shortest friggin' battery life of anything. If you do 20 minutes of play, it's going to start screaming at you that your battery's low.
Wow.
Can you use it plugged in? Yes, as long as you don't start with it plugged in. Like, you literally have to boot it up and then plug it in. Otherwise, it won't boot. It just shows you what your charging percent is, which is kind of a dumb thing. Yeah, Jimmy Julius, I know you got the extended battery. Mr. J Nice, when he let me play with his, he had the extended battery as well. We didn't get a choice because she won it. So this does not have the extended battery, and it's like literally about every 25 minutes to 35 minutes that it starts screaming that it needs to be charged. It's a quick charge, but still, it's like, that's not a lot of playtime. But at the same time, I am using it seated here at the desk. So at that same point, I could plug it in and it's not a big deal really, but know that if you're up and moving around, yeah. I have watched quite a bit of video content in this, and it looks really good, especially if you can get it in the higher res. Keep in mind that if you are, what do you call that? If you have limits on your internet service provider, if you're trying to stream 8K content, that is going to eat up your bandwidth allocation for the month real quick. But yeah, I've really enjoyed what I've watched on here. The games are I mean, the games are the same games across all the VR platforms. I'm already sad that I don't have a PSVR 2. Yeah, Crodad says he uses his to watch 3D movies. It's amazing for that. Yeah, if it's plugged in. Otherwise, it's not going to make it through the movie. But yeah, I'm very much enjoying it. It's actually gotten me back into VR, and the downside is that it can be a little bit of a hassle sometimes to AirPlay to go get the thing, and then, I don't know. I really don't want to rebuy all the games I have, so. But the good news is that I can AirPlay it if I want to use the Vibes ones instead. So that's a plus. So yeah, I'm very happy with it. What's that?
I'll be getting the new PSVR when it comes out.
Oh, I'm jelly.
That was one of the things on the Christmas list for Santa from my son this year, and I was just like, no. But he got Christmas money, so we're using it as a teaching moment. And I was like, well, it wasn't out yet. That's why Santa didn't get it for you. I was like, but you can get it with your Christmas money. So we're pulling together our Christmas money. I'm going to get that as soon as it comes out, because I figured might as well just wait for the PS1, the PlayStation VR one, VR2, to come out, because why not? And I want to play Res.
Well, you will very much like Res, since I own it and have played it.
I had it because I intended to get it on the PS4 version. So I played it regular on there, but it was just like I never got around to getting it, and I'm kind of glad I waited at this point, because.
Yeah, I'm still guessing that it's probably going to be the heaviest of the current gens again, and will still probably be the most comfortable, because I was surprised how well engineered it was to sit balanced on your head, unlike this, where especially if you're doing long play sessions, you start to feel it pulling your head forward over time. And the PSVR never did that.
Well, I'm sure it's going to be better than the last one I used, which was the Google one.
Stuck your phone in a cardboard box and
Hmm.
Oh no! Remember when I got the was it the Pixel 3?
oh, right,
They did the
right.
thing where they gave
Yeah.
it to you for free. Like, yeah, like
Hmm.
a coupon to get it for free, and I got it and I used it like three
Once.
times. I used it 3 times, and
Uh,
that was enough.
the last thing that I played, and then I will be done, was I actually went around and tooled around in Avengers a little bit.
Since it's going away.
Since Avengers are being disassembled.
Why?
Because I wanted to see if the free stuff was up yet, and it wasn't. So they're making the entire store free to everyone here in like the next day or two. So I do want to get the custom cosmetics because it's not like the game is being shut down. They are just not creating any new content for it moving forward. So
Oh, I thought you were like losing access to it.
no, you're not losing access to it. You're not losing access to multiplayer either. And everybody who bought Avengers on PC and Xbox, just waiting for Spider-Man, they gave him a big old FU today and said, "Oh yeah, the exclusive Spider-Man gonna remain exclusive to PlayStation." So I felt bad for those folks because that's pretty. I don't know why they would do that. In all honesty, why not make it available to everybody at that point?
Because there's licensing agreement.
I guess.
And if they're not making any money, which it sounds like they're not making any money, then there's no money to pay for expanding the license agreement.
Well, I would have thought that was already in place as just a timed exclusive, and money's paid.
That or they thought they would
Sony
make enough
has
money
that-
that they'd be able to plus it up.
Yeah, Sony has that locked up for a reason.
Yeah.
They're clearly are not willing to let it go in any way, shape, or form, and it's been working out well for them.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's going to do it for me. So, Matt?
All right. I will go very quickly. Only looking at the big things that have changed because I'm still doing a lot of the same things that I was last time we talked, even though it was forever ago. We shared one life thing, so I'll share a life thing. I got hearing aids to try and help with my tinnitus or tinnitus, whichever way you pronounce it. If you look it up, either way is fine.
What?
Exactly.
I love you.
So
I love you.
Yeah,
I'm just teasing.
I know. So, yeah, they're in right now. I got my headset on over them. So far,
You're Hawkeye.
I am. I'm Hawkeye. The hearing aids have come a long way since, the giant orange or beige thing that all the people would turn up in church and would squeal the entire service or movie or whatever it was. These are much smaller. And it's pretty cool. I got to geek out a little bit with the audiologist as she taught me how they work and what they do with them and the different stuff. And it's got a little cool app you can play with the equalizer in it and all kinds of stuff. So you get to play around with it. So that's kind of cool too. But
can you set your phone to it?
Yep, it's hooked to my phone. Actually, my phone alerts are going off in my head while we're doing the podcast.
Nice.
Because I TikToks. I never bother anybody watching TikToks anymore. They're just all in my head now. The only thing is, if you do hear my phone going off every once in a while, for some reason, Facebook alerts on both my phone and in the hearing aids, and I haven't been able to figure out why it does that. So it's one thing I haven't figured out yet.
World like Basie, like the whole world is just like
Yeah, could be, yeah. And there's all kinds of different tips and stuff for the earpieces. So like if you're using it to listen to music, they've got occluding ones so that you can't. So it's more like you're wearing earbuds, and stuff. But it's all kind of stuff. It's wild. It's a crazy wild world. Not inexpensive, even with pretty decent insurance. This was a massive buy. So
Congratulations and Merry Christmas.
yes, thank you. So if you are interested in it, I recommend getting it checked out. At least find out where you are. If you think you have any problems or if you have tinnitus that I've had for years now, and it's really getting to the point where it's bothering you, at least go check it out. Find a place that'll do a free consultation and check it out.
Has it helped with the tinnitus?
It day to day, it's kind of yes, overall, I'd say it's helped. Funny thing is, it really only helps if there's extra sound, because the way the hearing aids do it, there has to be some sound to stimulate with. So if you're in a quiet room, it just comes back, right? So like late at night, if I'm just sitting there reading and nobody else is around, it's like it was. The goal is in about 18 months. It takes about 18 months to find out where you're going to end up at. And the goal is for it to be less annoying and with no stimulation, keep that same less annoying level for, up to an hour. So, especially for people where it bothers them going to sleep or whatever, give them enough time of it being at a lower level that they can more easily go to sleep and stuff like that. It also has helped me with fine details. Like I hear Mitchell turning pages when he reads books now. I don't remember hearing that before. So I hear stuff like that. And then crowded situations. This one actually has a mode called restaurant mode. So you open up the app and you set it to restaurant mode. And if you've had problems making out conversations when you didn't used to before, this helps a ton. Like, so if you're in those kind of situations a lot and you're having problems with that, again, another thing to look into. Now, these are behind the ear. There are like all the way in the ear things, but you have to be really deaf to get those. So they are still behind the ear, but I mean, it's just a little bit of speaker wire. It's not even the old tubes like they used to be. It's just a little bit of speaker wire going from there to there. And, if you're not paying attention, no one would even see it. If you got glasses, covers it up, you didn't see it anyway. But yeah, so that's a thing I did. So I'll keep reporting back on that, how that's going. So yeah, Christmas, I basically got one Christmas present because everybody went in on it. I got a Series X. Was not expecting that. So I am now a member of the Xbot Nation, Neosapien X on Xbox Live. I think that's what it's still called. I am learning all the terminology because I never really paid attention to it before. This is my first ever Xbox. So on there, signed up for Game Pass. You got the first month for $1. So I'm on that, sampling stuff.
What do you think so far?
So far, my big concern was the controller, and I adapted to that way quicker than I thought I would. I give some credit to that to the Switch Pro controller because it's similar with the offset sticks.
Yeah.
So I think that helped. But this just feels a lot more comfortable than I remember like the 360 controller being.
Oh no, the big 360 controller was horrible. This is much better.
So this is really good. It's comfortable. I do miss the triggers. I mean, it's got really nice triggers and they've got nice pushback, but I do miss the resistive triggers on the PS5 when I'm playing something. I feel like I'm firing, like I was in Halo Infinite and I'm firing a gun. It's like, why isn't it? Oh, right, wrong controller. So there's something.
I'll give him that.
Yeah, but overall it's a nice box. It boots fast, it plays fast. The game suspend is kind of ridiculous. You can have like, I don't even know, I think I've had like 8 different games all running at the same time in suspend. So I don't even know what kind of memory storage or disk space allocation it's got for that, but it seems kind of ridiculous. Hookup was easy. I will admit, having been on PlayStation back when it was PlayStation Now and now PlayStation Plus, whatever tier, Game Pass was not as big of a deal as a lot of people have made it out to be. There's actually significantly less games on it. Now, I get it. When the new games start dropping and they're just there day one, that's going to be, I get that people get excited about that. I haven't been able to experience that yet. But I know there's games coming soon that's going to be a significant factor. And that's, part of the reason why the Xbox is where it is in my house now, because there are things that are only on Xbox now that, I'm really interested in. So there's that. It sits on my thing. It looks weird. It's just this giant black brick. And then all of a sudden you hit the power button and there's a little light white circle on this giant black brick sitting on your thing. So
did I tell you that I have a Series S that I haven't hooked up yet?
No.
Yeah, it's sitting over here.
Nice.
I just don't want to pay for Xbox Live. Is the whole reason I haven't done it yet.
That's fair. But yeah, now I go back and forth between them. Really, the only thing I've really significantly played on the Xbox is Vampire Survivor. So I've got a, $600 gaming machine to play something that looks like it came out in 1985. But so yeah, we'll talk about that in a sec.
You can play Solasta with me.
Solasta.
Crown of the Magister. It's on Game Pass.
Is it on Game Pass?
Yeah.
Okay. I'll take a look at that. But yeah, I haven't done a ton with it, but I'm still learning the ecosystem. The Microsoft Game Store, honestly, apparently nobody knows how to make a good game store because not functionally that much better than what PlayStation's got. So I don't know. They're both kind of a mess and hard to find stuff in my opinion, but that's neither here nor there. But yeah, no, it's a pretty game machine and it does pretty game stuff. So kind of excited to have this and get to experience some of the stuff I haven't experienced before.
What games
I
did you
played
get
Dead
with
Space.
it?
I played Dead Space for the first time ever because I've never played Dead Space before. I didn't get any games other than the Game Pass, so we just did Game Pass. So I played Dead Space, Halo Infinite, Vampire Survivor. I downloaded
So
High on Life, but I didn't try it yet.
it was all Dead
Um,
Space. This was not
Yeah, old Dead
remake.
Space. Remaster doesn't come out till the 27th.
yeah, remaster hasn't come out yet. So yeah, but this is old Dead Space because I never played any of the Dead Spaces. And I'm like, I'm gonna play the old Dead Space and just see how it is. It's a 360 game. It comes up, the whole interface is 360. Even does the little circle with the dink thing. Had the 4 quadrants around it. It even does that. So it's literally emulating a 360 on there. So that's kind of fun. But yeah, no, it's a solid system. I don't have any complaints so far, but again, I think we'll start seeing differentiation as this year of games starts hitting for Xbox. Plague Tale is on there. That's the new one, the Plague Tale Requiem.
Yeah.
Which I really want to play and I haven't gotten around to yet. So, but yeah, otherwise still playing God of War. Ragnarok, haven't finished that yet, so I gotta get that done. Played through all of DC Villains, Lego DC Villains with my daughter. That's our like break thing. When she's on break, we pick a Lego game and we play all the way through it. We platinum it, do everything. So we finished that up. I finished the 13th Dresden Files book. Can't believe 13 months I've read 13 books in a series. It's kind of crazy. Let's see.
Have I got a series for you that you won't be able to do that? It's called The Wheel of Time.
Oh yeah, no, that'll take me 13 months just to get through one book. But then let's see, Tokyo Revengers season 2 started. Watched the first episode of the new Trigun series, and I actually really liked it. I went in very skeptical, but I actually really liked it.
Oh, I didn't know that came out.
Yeah, Trigun Stampede. It should be on
no.
episode 3, I think, by now. I haven't caught. I'm behind a little
on
bit.
Crunchyroll or on
Crunchyroll? Yeah.
Okay.
And then also we started the Nier Automata anime. So far, it's a 1-to-1 for the game. So I don't know if they're going to deviate later or how they're doing it. They're actually incorporating a couple of the different playthroughs together in a streamlined storyline. But so far, yeah, it's good. It looks good. It seems fine. The only thing might be is if it literally just follows the game, it might get a little bit boring because I played the living crap out of that game and, nothing new to report there. I read my first ever manga. I read the first 2 volumes of Tokyo Revengers because Keegan had bought that and left it at the house while he was off. And I was like, you know what? The heck, I really like this show. So far, the manga and the show are pretty much dead 1-to-1. So that was kind of interesting because lots of times they deviate, but maybe it'll deviate further down the road.
Welcome back, Crow.
What?
I said, welcome back, Crow. Sorry.
No problem. So that's pretty much it. Yeah, that's really the only. Picked up Quantum Leap when it started back up again.
Oh, it did?
Yeah.
What?
We're 2 or 3 episodes into the
crap.
So yeah, so I got back into that. All the shows that started up. Nothing really new on that front. I feel like there's an anime that I started watching that I forgot, but I can't think of what it was. Did finish Iron Blooded Orphans, Mobile Gundam Iron Blooded Orphans, which is an older one. Yeah, that's another kind of depressing one, but it was really good, really good. It got really, really good at the end. There's some odd themes in there, but it was still really good. And then the new one, the Witcher Mercury, just finished up too, and the upgrades they did to the main Gundam at the very end are sweet, and I'm definitely going to pick up a model of that whenever I can find one. So.
Someone asked me the other day if we should if they should watch Quantum Leap, the reboot, and I said, well, the first episode's real bad. It's really bad and it's kind of slow. And it starts that way, but by episode, I said, it's a lot like Dollhouse to me. By episode 5, I was in, and episode 6 kind of sealed the deal.
Yeah.
So I would say if you can make the commitment to watch 6 episodes, I think you will enjoy it. But I could understand why people might stop after the first or second episode because they're not super great.
There was a little bit in this first episode after the break some of the visuals were not there, but it's not, it wasn't as bad as that first episode. That first episode
was real bad.
Oh my gosh, it's like I think some high school students made that as a project or something. But
oh no, Wolf's Gun. I'm not smack talking Dollhouse. I love Dollhouse. So, it was one of those things where like I could see why people would leave if they didn't make it to episode 6 of Dollhouse.
Yeah, because that's about the time where Monster of the Week style storytelling really fell out of favor, right? And that's how that started out. And, but yeah, that's pretty much it. I think I'm good.
Dave?
Huh? What?
You've been playing nothing?
Yeah, no. I've actually been playing a lot. Just a lot of stupid stuff. So we know I have a problem, right? What is my problem?
Your problem is you must buy any handheld that gets released, or anything colored blue.
Yes. So
or any indie game that's ever been made.
Yes. So I have I already showed my.
Or that you drink too much and sometimes buy consoles for people.
Not happening tonight. So we're not there yet. So I've showed you my Miu 2, Miu 3, Miu 2, whatever. It's one of the Mius.
Did I get them all, Matt?
You hit the big ones. It's also spending hundreds of dollars on individual Lego sets too. But
that is also that is also a problem.
So I've been playing a lot of the Analog Pocket. So I played through and completely 100%ed Wario Land 2 again. I deleted my save because I got the Analog Pocket. Let's play Wario Land 2 again. And I unlocked every single treasure, every single thing on there. Such a damn good game. It is just a damn good game. That is another comfort food game. That is right up there with Streets of Rage 2 for me, where I just go and play it again every once in a while. It's just awesome. So that's kind of cool. Funny thing, there was a product placement of the Analog Pocket that I thought was hilarious. So my wife was watching a show, Ginny and Georgia, I think on Netflix.
Yeah,
if you ever
Georgia and Ginny, yeah.
Georgia and Ginny, whatever. So there was and my wife usually watches an episode when she's eating lunch. So I'm down, I'm usually in the kitchen. I see it in there, and so I sat down with her while she was watching the show, and the daughter grabbed the mom opened a credit card in the son's name, so she grabbed the credit card and she bought him a video game, and she was just this is the video game he's wanted. And he opened it, and it was a big scandal in the house because, she's, scandalous or whatever. But instantly, when she opened up the box, I was just and she pulled out a white Analog Pocket. I was just there is no way she bought that. I've been waiting a year and a half for that thing. And I just thought that was the most oddest product placement ever. And it just showed up randomly on there. And my wife was just please leave the room. I don't want to hear this.
Besides, she could have got it off the secondary market.
Yeah,
which is why it was probably scandalous. She used his credit card to do it.
Even more scandalous.
Mm-hmm.
So that was pretty funny. So also there's the Evercade EXP came out, which is awesome. So this is one that's funny because this is a very niche system that basically it goes old school. Their whole thing is they use, carts, old school carts, for the system. I had the original Evercade portable, which was an awesome system. This one makes some improvements, and you notice it has a nice wide screen.
Mm-hmm.
You know why? Because you can turn it this way and play in full Tate mode for the old school shooters that are horizontal, top down, 1941. Nothing? Anybody?
No, yeah, that's nice.
Grew up in an arcade in the 80s.
I thought you were going to say phone games.
Oh, no. So built into the thing, they're not allowed to release a cartridge of it because of licensing or whatever. But there's a Capcom collection that's built into the EXP that has like 1941, 1942, 1944, those games on there, and like most of them play in tape mode, which is vertical, so you can play the shooters like using the full screen in vertical mode, playing it this way, which is a very cool feature. Again, super niche. This is not something that's like, this is something for the classic gamer. But the cool thing is they put a lot of thought into curating collections of stuff. Like they came out with a cart last year called it was the Commodore 64 cart. So it had a selection of games from the Commodore 64 computer, on there. So there's just a lot of fun stuff. Like they have a lot of fun with the system. They do some great collections of games. I'm a big fan of it, actually. I love the concept. There's instruction manuals that are in full color, and they have like, everything in there, how to play. They have, two Atari Lynx collections, so there's probably going to be a third one. I'm all over that. It's very cool stuff.
Wolfsgun,
And
you're not wrong, but as we said, this is Dave's affliction.
yeah, so it gets worse. It's getting worse. Okay. So this is because it's also, you can't really see a clear blue in there. I'm not sure if you can see. Can you see a clear
Yeah,
blue?
no, we can see it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Clear blue. Okay. So this is the Retroid 3 Plus. Okay. So this will emulate up to and even past Dreamcast. So that's been the new thing that I'm kind of playing around with.
So I'll have you know that I went to a store yesterday just to check how much it would cost to get a Super Nintendo with Chrono Trigger.
Oof.
Take a guess at loose what Chrono Trigger is, and then in the box.
Oh gosh.
Probably a couple hundred at this point.
In the box, I'm gonna guess it's north of 5.
$250 loose, $1,000 in box.
Well, that is north of 5.
And I said at that point, you know what? I like emulators. So Dave, send me the info on that one if you would.
Yeah, but I also have a system just for Chrono Trigger.
No, I know, but I like the idea of what you just said, being able to emulate through and past Dreamcast. So does that include PS1?
What's that? Yeah, it does PS1. It actually will go up to PS2.
So send me the deets on that one. I want to know.
Yeah, so this is this is a really cool handheld. It's well built. The control's great. You need a little bit of like, fiddling around with stuff. Like I'm trying to get Snatcher for the Sega CD to play on there.
Yeah.
For some reason, in my head, I really want to play Snatcher on it. And I haven't got that to work yet. So you need to do some fiddling around with stuff.
Crowdad wants to know if you're willing to share how much it is.
Oh, it actually wasn't that bad. Let me get I got like cheeses all over the place.
And then my follow-up question would be, does it have a video out port?
I think it does.
Because if it does, then I can stream with it.
There's a little thing up top here that's not so there's the USB-C on the bottom. I don't know what this port is on the top, so I think that is the video out.
Okay, great.
So there was actually a controversy over this because apparently they had apparently they just released the Retroid Pocket 3 not too long ago. And like these are like Chinese companies, they're just pumping these things out.
Mm-hmm.
So apparently they made upgrades to it and just released it, and it was like, people are used to like, I haven't had this for 7 years. Like, why are you making a new one? And they're just like, well, they're just pumping these things out. Like, it's you get whatever's you get. It was 150
Oh, that's
for the
not bad.
for the Retroid Pocket 3 Plus. And it comes in multiple colors. There's a clear purple, clear blue, which I got. Indigo retro, which is like a white. There's an orange, there's a black, there's a 16-bit, which is just
Oh, and it uses standard SD cards?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Huh.
Yeah. So the website's goretroid.com.
They make like the replica, or not replica, but they make like the mock SNES, like the things that come with a port for an SNES and an NES and a.
Well, so that's I was
Sega
looking
and
at
stuff
buying
too, right?
I was looking at buying the SNES, right? And they
Yeah.
were like $79.99, or I could buy one of these ones that for $99.99 that allowed me to plug in Genesis, Mega Drive, NES, Super NES, and I think they offered one more for practically the same price. I'm like, well, that seems like a no-brainer, and it had HD out, so that I could plug it up for streaming if I wanted to. I'm like, well, that seems to make more sense.
Yeah, there's so this I just threw the link in the chat there. For this particular one. I just read reviews on it and everything like that, but like even with the stink in apparently the community of retro gamers is really pissed off that they released a new revision of it. But since this is the first one I was getting, who cares?
It's micro HDMI to HDMI.
Yeah.
Great.
Oh, that's not.
Yep. So that's what it is. Great.
But yeah, my thing was like I was kind of like, looking at like, maybe I should get a Steam Deck or something. I was like, but they're way more expensive for that. And I was just like, oh no, I can do what I want to do for 150. And I have a bunch of stuff loaded on there already. Like, I have a ton of Atari Link stuff on there, SNES, Genesis, WonderSwan. Like it comes with all of the emulator cores on there.
Nice.
And
that was going to be my follow-up question.
You add in stuff. It seems like there's more tweaking on this than some of the other things I've used. But it's, it has all the functionality you need. It has, 2 analog sticks. It has, the digital. It has, 4 sets of triggers. I slapped a 512 gig memory card in there. So, we're good to go. But yeah, so I mean, I've on the Miu Mini, I've played like PlayStation 1 games on here already. So like if this thing runs it, this thing runs it even better. So I'm looking forward to trying like, some Dreamcast stuff on there.
But Dave, how are you going to break through the non-piracy black coating of the discs?
Well, here's the thing.
I'm joking.
No, but I actually I'm playing a lot of stuff that I own.
Yeah, I know.
So I'm not even feeling guilty about this. So it's pretty awesome.
What else have you been watching or playing, my friend?
So playing again, playing a lot of old stuff. There's an IREM collection, IREM, the old arcade mega. They made like a R-Type.
Oh, okay.
They made a classic game called Moon Patrol. Remember Moon Patrol?
I do think I found it.
From the 80s. Like this music has haunted me my entire life. And that just plays over and over again. Because it was the 80s in the arcades and that's all they had. So I've been playing like Moon Patrol on there and it's awesome. It's all in the Evercade. What else have I been playing lately? I played Unpacked. You ever play Unpacked?
I've seen people play it.
What a chill game. What a great little... I don't even know if it's a game. Is it a game?
It's a game.
I mean, sure. But it was just a great little, playing in between stuff, kind of thing to throw in there. It was awesome. Vampire Survivors. Huge addiction lately. Really bad. But I got everything, so I'm playing it on Android, on my phone, and it's using like a virtual joystick and everything like that. You know how good a game has to be to get me to tolerate that and think it's actually good?
Pretty good. It's not easy.
No, but it's awesome. And that's how good the game is. And it's just very addicting. I describe the game as basically if you like the tower defense games, but you are the tower and you're running around. It is basically kind of like, what it is. You're upgrading your weapons and your passive items and everything like that. You can get like different loadouts. There's things that upgrade throughout the game where you get these like cards that augment how you play, unlock different characters. So there's tons of stuff happening all throughout the game. It's just great fun. It's available almost everywhere. I know a lot of people are playing it on Xbox. Matt's playing it on Xbox, which is awesome. I really want a version on the Switch. I will like pay money for when that comes out on the Switch. I'm playing it for free on the phone, and I like it so much that I actually watch ads. Like that's how much I like the game. I'm like, something? Anytime you say you want me to watch an ad, I'm gonna watch an ad because I know that's how you're getting paid right now. That's how fun this game is.
He's not wrong.
No,
Not wrong.
I started on the phone, so yeah, it's downside. Phone does not transfer to PC/Xbox, but PC and Xbox you can cross progression. So
But it is just a fun game.
yeah, the only limitation of the phone version is it doesn't have the access to the DLC yet. That's the only limitation of it.
Yeah. That's why I'm kind of hoping it comes out on the Switch before they do that. Because it's kind of fun and it is just made for handheld.
and I'm owning that I took up 3/4 of the show with my stuff, but we do got to go towards Game of the Year. Do you have anything else?
So real quick, I started watching movies again. I'm very excited about that. I watched Bullet Train. Lots of fun.
Oh, I want to watch that still. What's it on right now?
Oh, God.
HBO?
I think Netflix.
Netflix? Okay, I'll look. Thank you.
Might have been HBO. I don't know. It's just I can't pay for too much. Nope was another one I watched.
Mhm.
I was very excited to finally watch that. So those are two movies I watched. Were also they're very good, very fun, excellent stuff. Been watching a ton of wrestling lately. It's embarrassing. I subscribe to Ring of Honor. I subscribe to New Japan. I love the way New Japan has everything like sectioned off by like individual matches. Like, did you see the spreadsheet that has like all the matches you have to watch? Did I ever share that with you?
No.
Oh, dude, I gotta share this.
Oh yeah, I'd love to see that. By the way, I didn't mention it, but R.I.P. Jay Briscoe. What a horrible thing.
Sucks.
Hopefully his daughters will be okay.
Yeah, like that really sucks. Especially just after like, their last match with FDR was like such a banger.
I pointed out to Lexi that
Thumbs up, soldier.
That both Jay Briscoe and Brody passed away after doing dog collar matches, and she looks at me and says, "No one should ever do dog collar matches ever again."
Yeah, but I mean
I said that really had nothing to do with it, but
yeah. Oh, that does suck.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, it just flew car like it just sucked. But that was one thing I was doing is going back and watching a bunch of old Briscoe matches in the ROH streaming service they have, which the ROH streaming service is awesome. They just have a ton of great stuff on there.
Tony Khan said that after Final Battle, they had more signups than they've had in like years.
Oh, nice. There's just a lot of great content on there. And just like going back and watching just like random stuff. Like I was watching like, random one there, like the Briscoes were supposed to fight the best friends.
Hmm.
Only only Chuck Taylor showed up and Trent wasn't able to make it. So they were just like, oh, like, who's gonna be his partner? And like, Colt Cabana was at the announcer's desk and he was just like, nope, Colt Cabana's coming out, and he just like rips off his shirt, and comes out and wrestles, and it was just like, great match. Briscoe's won, obviously. But yeah, go watch their catalog. I mean, they're great stuff. I got to see them live a bunch of times in Philly. Seeing like local like Ring of Honor shows and stuff. Um, they were, just great. It's nice hearing all the stories about just how like selfless they were, like, helping people out and just like, family man and everything. It's just
And there will be a 1 hour tribute show that will appear on YouTube here in the next week.
yeah, and on the Ring of Honor stuff.
Yeah, it'll be on Ring of Honor as well. Yeah, that's correct.
But yeah, so like I hope there's like, I hope there's something to like, benefit the family and stuff. I know he's gonna like help out.
What the hell is Mark gonna do now? He never wanted to be a singles wrestler.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
I hope it. I don't know. It just sucks to see a tragedy like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll share that spreadsheet with you that has like, it literally has like, I'm talking going back. Like I was watching like from the 70s and stuff, like Andre the Giant versus like Inoki and everything. Like it was like going way back.
Yeah, send that to me and I will spread it to the four winds and make sure everybody's got access to it.
Stan Hansen versus Vader, back in New Japan. And I forgot it was the one where he punched out Vader's eye. And I was like, oh, this is the match.
Nice.
So, yeah, it's pretty cool. There's a lot of stuff like that, like in there. So I've been enjoying that. And that's where I watched. I did that before Wrestle Kingdom. Because
Gotcha.
I wanted great stuff on there. TV stuff, watching watch Last of Us, going through Hacks. Did you ever see Hacks? That's a good show.
Mm-mm.
It's pretty funny. It was on HBO Max. I was all excited for Velma, but I heard that sucked. So I'm probably passing on that. But yeah, we'll call it right there. I mean, I'm sure I've looked at other stuff as well. I got to get through Letterkenny. I'm almost done that. The new season of that. All kinds of fun stuff out there. There's too much content, not enough time.
100%. And speaking of 2022 games of the year, normally we do a spreadsheet and stuff and collate all this stuff. And what's up, Psalm? Welcome to the stream. Hello, friend. I have not had the ability to do that. So I thought for this go round, we would actually come in with our top 5 games, and we'll see if there's any that overlap, and we can decide what the site's game of the year is from that way. So
I'm just gonna apologize in advance.
should I go first?
Just let me go first and get the dumb stuff out of the way.
All right. So
are we going one at a time, or are we doing
No,
all 5?
No, one at a time.
Okay.
Yeah, just get the idiot out of the way so that the adults
Dave's
can get
top
over.
5. Okay, go ahead, Dave.
Okay, Kirby and the Forgotten Land.
Oh, did Dave answer if those handhelds can use a Bluetooth controller, and does it have PS1 games like Legend of Dragon? But so it won't have any games. It's just got the emulators on there. You'll have to.
You're on your own for games.
I doubt it has Bluetooth.
Retroid 3 might have Bluetooth.
I didn't see a mention of it as I was thinking about putting it in my cart. Hold on. Let me go back.
Yeah, let me see. Oops.
Retroid 3. touchscreen, 4.7 inch, 750
Doesn't
by.
mention it in the specs and features.
Yeah, I don't see it anywhere in the specs.
In there, yeah.
Yeah, so no Bluetooth for controllers on that.
But I will say, like, I mean, I'm a handheld junkie, so like, I got it, specifically just to play in handheld. And the controls on the handheld itself feel fantastic.
But the good thing about that, Ken, is you can micro USB out to USB, which they offer the cable there for like $9. Oh, you know what? I probably won't buy it from them. I will probably buy it off Amazon so I can get a really dumb long one to just hardwire into the computer.
That works.
Sorry. Yes. Okay. So your top 5.
All right. So my top 5. So Kirby and the Forgotten Land. I'm a huge Kirby fan.
Is this your number 1 or are you starting for 5?
Random. I don't know what my number 1 actually is.
Look at your 5 and tell me what your number 1 is.
Oh, dude.
All right, Matt, you go. Well, he's figuring it out.
No,
Okay,
okay. I'll go.
Okay.
So as I'll say, as far as the best game overall, has to be Kirby and the Forgotten Land. It's the most well put together game. I'm a huge Kirby fan. It is just a great, adventure for Kirby. Lots of stuff to do as you go through, even when you're like, you think you're at the end of the game, there's a little more to go. Plenty of stuff to upgrade. His abilities are awesome. It's lots of fun. It's everything you want in a Kirby game. So yeah, I will say that was my number 1 for the year.
Number 2?
So number 2, definitely a long shot. Anybody try out the Atari 50th anniversary celebration?
I did not, but I saw it and was curious about it.
This is the way to do a compilation. It is the best example of a compilation package I have ever played. It took you through the history of Atari. As it was going through, there was all these like little bits to go into. It would be like, hey, here's a game from, this. Hey, here's a video clip of some interviews back in the day. Hey, there's some new interviews from people who worked on the stuff. So it was this complete, total mixed media package that would go through the Atari history in chronological order by console, by, year, going through, their entire history, which was just kind of really cool how they did it.
Actually, I think I did get this, and I started to watch some of the documentaries now that you're mentioning it.
They're really great. They're just like, nice little clips and everything. It's organized great. The way it goes through, it takes you through a path. So like, you're doing stuff. It's like, oh, hey, look at this. This is like the manual, for this kind of thing. Oh, this is a schematic for this. Oh, this is an interview with 2 people who worked on this game. Oh, this is, it's just like the way it takes you through everything. It's just like, oh, play this game, It's such a well done package. And it includes so much. Like there's Atari Lynx games, there's Jaguar games, there's the Atari 2600 games, there's a ton of arcade games. There's some unreleased stuff. There's some stuff that's like, newly remixed just for this collection. For like somebody that's into like, the history of games or anything like that, this is the kind. I wish every collection was like this. Not going to happen. People are not. There's a ton of effort put into this. I really wish that people would appreciate that. I hope that people would appreciate that. But it was just like definitely a fantastic, way to go with that.
Number 3.
Number 3, we're gonna go Vampire Survivors for that one. One, an addictive game. I don't play games on my phone. You guys know me. That's like I hate doing that.
Plebeians.
Yeah.
Get a handheld.
Yeah. My phone is for phone stuff, This game made me play games on my phone, run through the battery, have to charge it midday. use a virtual joystick. That is not me. That's not what I do. But this game made me do it. So in order for a game to be that good, to make me put up with all that stuff, that's a good game. Incredibly addictive, incredibly fun. That's just awesome stuff.
Number 4.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge. One of my favorite genres of all time is the 2D side-scrolling brawler. Just a massive fan of that. Love the Turtles. Love the genre. The same company, the same developer that made this game made the fantastic previous year, one of my nominations, Streets of Rage 4. So they know what they're doing. This is a love letter to all these side-scrolling beat-em-ups. Turtle games back in the day, especially, they mash together a bunch of features from all the games that were like all the good stuff. It's a fantastically fun game. It's one of those ones that's just like, to me, infinitely replayable. I know that's not the case for a lot of people with these side-scrolling brawlers. Like, they play through once and they're like, what's the big deal? But if you're like me and that's like one of your favorite subgenres of games, it's definitely way to go on there. What are we at? Was that 3?
That was 4, so we just need 5.
That was 5. All right, so then we're gonna go Return to Monkey Island.
I can tell you are the only person who has that one.
Yeah, of course I am.
I mean, I want to play it, but I haven't yet.
Yeah, same.
So
I just want the horse armor.
I do have the horse armor, and it does nothing. And it's just fantastic. All right, so I grew up, in the 80s, 90s, when like LucasArts was doing at their high point, doing the the Scum games, the point and click adventures. I love those kind of games. I remember a couple years ago there was I think one of my nominations was Thimbleweed Park, which was like a love letter to the old LucasArts style, point and click adventure. So this is just like, a great revisit. All the original people were back making the game. And you felt that. There's a lot of great humor in the game. There's a lot of great just style to the game. Heart. You can feel that the developers really care about it. And it's just a lot of fun. It's, classic, modernized a little bit, where it needs to be. But it's just like, a ton of fun, a way to do it. I can't, say enough. That people should play this game if they like that genre. And if they, never played the genre, this is a great way to, try and check it out.
All right, so Dave's top 5 are locked in. Matt,
I will say I do have a special
honorable mention.
Special honorable mention will be Kranken's presents Time Travel Adventure for the Playdate, which is this kind of like puzzle action platformer game exclusively using the crank, where you have to crank your way through the level. Such an interesting, great little game. Was this the one by the Katamari people? I have to look that up. That might have been the one that the Katamari guys made. I don't know. I have to double check on that. But it's just this year was the year of the handheld as far as I'm concerned. So I am just been extremely happy this year, with that stuff. The Playdate was a really fun system. I think people should check it out if they like, quirky handheld stuff. Tons of great games on there, but I think one of the standouts was that game.
Time Travel Adventures.
Kranken presents
Time Travel Adventures. Matt, top 5. Do you want to start from 5 or 1?
Let's keep it the same. I'll start from 1.
Okay.
Not to be that guy, but God of War Ragnarok. Not done yet. but I don't think there's anything that could happen at the end of the game here that would kick it out. A lot longer than I thought it was going to be.
I'm actually surprised that's your number one.
Yeah, it's between that number 2, which is Horizon Forbidden West.
That's what I thought it was going to be.
I did have to sit there and think, but there were some things about Forbidden West that bothered me. And I think it's me personally. Like, there were too dang many weapons in that game. It was impossible for me to figure out what's the right weapon to be using for my situation, for the type of build that I want to build, for the type of play. And every time you turned around, there was another vendor that had another variant of that same weapon. It was weapon palooza. It was insane. It drove me nuts. There were a couple of things with some of the challenges too that were just unnecessarily oblique in Horizon. So it just, everything with God of War Ragnarok has been exactly what I expected it to be. It just hits all the right notes. The Muspelheim challenges I've got to go do. I'm not looking forward to that, but it doesn't hit quite like the original 2018 God of War. Just because you don't have those reveals and all the world stuff. It was all new, right? This is retread of a lot of territory, but still very, very well done. Excellent script. Got some real emotional moments in it too. So yeah. Again, Horizon Forbidden West, excellent story. Aloy in that world is one of my favorite new worlds that's been built out there. It kept me guessing through the entire first game what was actually going on. That's another thing that this one was missing. There wasn't that what's going on. I mean, there was, but it wasn't the same, right? That said, the ending kind of really was not expecting that, and I'm really interested to see what they're going to do with the third one, because this could get really interesting really fast. So we'll see if they do something different, like they could very well easily do with the next one. But this was a great middle. This is a great part 2, right? I mean, this was a solid. It's not like Empire Strikes Back, best of the original trilogy good, but still a really solid second chapter. And trying to pick between Christopher Judge and Ashley Birch for leads is really hard. They both really nailed them. Yes, number 3, Vampire Survivor. Dave's talked about it a bunch, so we won't need to talk about it anymore. But yeah, stupid little game, way too addictive. 4, Tunic.
Ooh, nice.
Nice little semi Soulsian Fox Link game where you have to build the instruction manual as you go. It's kind of a brilliant concept.
It's kind of cool that it uses the instruction manual like that. That's very cool.
Yeah, it is. It's really cool. I haven't finished that one either yet, so I got to get around to that. And then a testament to the fact that I don't play very many games the year they come out. This is the 5 games I played that came out this year. So the 5th one is Stray. It is a solid little game. I know I wasn't as sold on it as a lot of people when it came out, but it is a solid little game. It is a nice little kind of exploration platformer thing, a little bit of light puzzling, and I don't have a problem with it being on my list. It was just funny to find out that these are the only 5 games in the 2022 release list that I actually played. So, yeah.
For me, number 1 would be Dark and Darker. Oh wait, that doesn't count. It's not out yet. All right, fine. Number 1 would be Elden Ring for me. And I'm the only, out of the 3 of us, I'm the only Souls fan. And that game is so good.
What a safe choice. That's a way to be.
And I will say that, keep in mind that 2022 was still the tail end of the pandemic kind of response from the games industry, in that everything was still slowly coming out. There wasn't that much stuff that came out that you would consider AAA, I think. And that was top to bottom really well done. You can say it's safe. I don't think it's...
That's actually kind of funny because my list is literally comfort food.
Yeah, I know. And surprisingly, my number 2 is Stray.
Wow.
It was exactly the amount of time that it needed to be.
Oh yeah.
It did not overstay its welcome. It gave you some really interesting questions to ask, enough that I would be willing to play like a sequel about the world building and what was going on in that world. I really liked the art style. I thought the controls were good. The pacing was good. Yeah, I have nothing bad to say about Stray. So it's my number 2.
Knocking bottles off of the top of buildings.
What's that? Yeah, knocking bottles
off the top of a building.
finding dead bodies. It's all good.
Satisfying.
Number 3, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles: Shredder's Revenge.
Oh
That's
wow.
gonna be game of the year.
I didn't even realize you played that.
Very well, Mike. I played it on stream. I'll have you know,
Okay.
like
I
at least 3 times.
don't watch all the streams, so
I know. No, I just did. But seriously, that game is way better than it has any right to be. And it was a lot of fun. And I you know me, if it's got multiplayer, I'm there. And that was a
Or
what's that?
did you play the Streets of Rage 4 previous year?
I did not. I did not pick that one up. I'm waiting for it to go like on deep sale and then I'll buy it.
Yeah, that's fine. Especially if you like.
Yeah. Yeah. Number 4 for me was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which did come out at the very beginning of last year.
say, wow, I thought that was further back.
You know, shooters are still not my favorite, but that was okay for what it was, and the theme was really good. And the fact that they legit snuck an actual like story arc in there with 0 jokes, and it was actually well written. That to me still stands out as something that was wholeheartedly surprising and very good. And then number 5 for me was Horizon Forbidden West.
Nice.
The things that you were saying, Matt, are the things that kept it from being farther up on the list. It had a more of the sameness to it, I guess is the best way to say it for me. That's not to say it wasn't beautiful and it wasn't fun and it wasn't well acted and it wasn't, you know, all those things. It was, but like you said, there wasn't the same air of mystery about the world or your place in it or any of that. And the mission structure was a lot more of the same from the first one. And so if you felt the first one was grindy, then for me, I came into this one going, oh, okay, more of the same, you know, and that's nothing. I mean, again, that's not a knock, but for me, that was not what I was looking for. So we'll see what they do with the third one, because I would like them to change it up pretty soon.
Yeah, and I'm super excited for the DLC. I mean,
yeah,
I'm gonna nab it when it comes out.
So among these, I'm trying to figure out if we've got any overlap here.
We got some overlap.
We have a couple of strays. We have a couple of.
We have 2 Vampire Survivors at number 3.
Yep.
We have a 2 and a 5 for Stray. We have a 4 and a 3 for TMNT.
And a
2 and a 5 for Horizon. So the Horizons will cancel out the, what was the other, the Strays.
Yeah. Where's Survivor?
Vampires, TMNT 3 and a 4 for TMNT, and then the Vampire Survivors.
Vampire Survivor did it.
Looks like Vampire Survivors is Gamersledge Game of the Year
Dave,
for 2022.
It's the year of Dave.
Okay with this.
Now let's check out what other streamers said their top 5 were. I ambushed them while they were doing other things and made them pay attention to me and give me their top 5 list, which was good for their content. But some of them were like, I'm playing competitive Overwatch. I'm like, I know. This is great. Tell me what your top 5 are.
And just so everyone knows, the Game Pass has Vampire Survivor. It's free on Android and iOS, and it is it's like $15 on PC. So it's super cheap. It's easy to pick up.
Yeah,
So
I mean,
yeah, it's
play it on your phone. There's no excuse.
yeah. For Malaboy, number 1, Elden Ring. Number 2, God of War Ragnarok. Number 3, Cult of the Lamb, which we will see a lot in these. Number 4, High on Life, and number 5, Horizon Forbidden West. It's Pagey said the devil. It's one of the the Devil in Me. It's one of the what do they call those? The motion picture anthologies? No, what is it? You know what I'm talking about?
No.
The dark something
anthologies.
Dark Mirror, dark. Yeah, it's the ones made by the people that did Until Dawn.
The
Dark Pictures
and Anthology. Yes. So the Devil in Me, that was her number 1. God of War Ragnarok, with exclusive nods to the accessibility features, was her number 2. Elden Ring was her number 3. Persona 5 Royal Edition that came out on PS5 was her number 4, and The Quarry was her number 5. Gledden, our good friend from across the pond, Elden Ring was his number 1. COD Modern Warfare 2 was his number 2. I think that's the only time it appears in this list. Number 3, Gas Station Sim. Number 4, Bendy in the Dark Revival, which is apparently a horror game. And then number 5, Pokemon Scarlet. Nani Love said The Quarry was his number 1. High on Life was his number 2.
Violet?
Huh?
Scarlet over Violet?
Yeah.
Huh.
Nani Love said The Quarry was his number 1. Number 2, High on Life. Number 3, Best Month Ever. He said it made him cry. So that might be one you should check out, Dave. Number 4, Elden Ring. Oh, I'm sorry. I take that back. Number 4, Elden Ring. Number 5, The Backrooms 1998. That's the one he said that made him cry.
Huh?
The Backrooms 1998. Sherry Snacks, I could only get her number 1, and it was Stray. Trash Panda, number 1, Elden Ring. Number 2, Tiny Tina's Wonderlands. Number 3, Disney Dreamlight. Number 4, God of War Ragnarok. Number 5, Cult of the Lamb. Quilpy said number 1, Cult of the Lamb. Number 2, Coral Island. Number 3, Elden Ring. Number 4, Disney Dreamlight Valley. Number 5, Pokemon Arceus. Awesome Jen said number 1, God of War Ragnarok. Number 2, Elden Ring. Number 3, TMNT Shredder's Revenge. Number 4, Disney Dreamlight Valley. And number 5, The Quarry. Jay Cuppy said number 1, Elden Ring. Number 2, God of War Ragnarok. Number 3, Vampire Survivors. Number 4, Overwatch 2. And number 5, Cult of the Lamb. Dean the Bean said number 1, Elden Ring. Number 2, God of War Ragnarok. Number 3, Horizon Forbidden West. Number 4, Overwatch 2. And number 5, Pokemon Scarlet. And Ultipage could only come up with 4 that she had played from this year. Number 1 for her was Stray. Number 2 was Pokemon Arceus. Number 3 was Kirby Forgotten Lands. And number 4 was Pokemon Scarlet. And that is kind of where everybody else.
All the Scarlet people. That's impressive.
I mean, it's not that many. There were only 3, I think, to be honest.
But still, that's 100% of the people that you talk to that are other streamers went Scarlet instead of Violet, which is like the exact opposite of everyone else I know that plays Pokemon.
You know what? So to be fair, that should be Pokemon Scarlet / Violet.
Okay, so it's one of
because I don't know which one they actually played. They were just saying Pokemon Scarlet, so yeah, I don't know that it wasn't Violet for real.
They did Violet because nobody bought Scarlet.
Mitchell did buy Scarlet because he bought the 2-pack because he needed to have access to the exclusive.
I was actually
Scarlet, but I made Alex play it because it's the bullshit thing.
I was actually surprised at how many Pokemon Arceuses there were.
Pokemon Arceus was
Arceus is solid. I mean,
in
a lot of ways, it's better than Scarlet and Violet.
It's in my humble opinion. It was on my list.
Yeah,
it was on my top 10. I made a top 10 that I had to pare down at the last minute.
And I think what strikes me about the list of stuff that came out last year is that for once we weren't inundated with any one thing that was heavily tipping the scales.
Yeah.
I mean, you had Souls, You had God of War beat 'em ups. You had TMNT beat 'em ups. You had Cult of the Lamb, which is a quirky Devolver Digital game.
I need to give that one a shot. I passed on that because of like I heard too many like mixed things or people were getting out of it too quick. And I think I may have made a mistake on that one.
Horizon Forbidden West, The Quarry, which is like none of those things. And then Pokemon. So Disney Dreamlight showed up a couple times. Tiny Tina's showed up a couple times. It was a pretty wide spread of genres for this year's Game of the Year stuff. So I kind of like when that happens. This year does seem to be where it's all picking back up. Everything is coming out in August. Everything.
In between June and August.
Yeah, it's going to be nuts. So I'm interested to see where things fall on that. But yes, that does it. Vampire Survivors is our Game of the Year for 2022.
Now Mark's got to play it.
Now I got to play it.
Yeah, no, it's a real good game, and I haven't even made it to like the other thing we didn't talk about is this game's got like layers because you're playing the game at the beginning, you think you know what the game is, and then all of a sudden the game changes, and now you're playing a different game, and then you think nope, it changed again because you unlock something else.
Do you think it's better on console or on phone?
I give slight edge to console because I do prefer the physical stick.
Okay.
So I do give it an edge. Now, what you did say, the virtual stick on this game is solid. I mean, it is solid, and there is no reason you cannot play it with the virtual stick. Or if you have a controller for your phone, you can use that too.
I'm curious if Mark would like it more on the phone because like he could squeeze it in.
You win.
Into like this is also a great game to squeeze in little bites.
All right. Well, that's not it. Sorry. All right. Bye.
Why?
High quality production you expect from the Gamersledge crew.
Araya EBMG with a rate of 9 billion people.
What's up, Raiders? Welcome in. Hello and welcome to Gamersledge. How are you doing, Araya? Welcome in. How was your stream? Let's see what you were playing. Araya, we were just finishing up our Game of the Year discussion. Of course you were playing Valorant.
No, do not kiss her. For fuck's sake, why?
Oh, you're waiting for the TTS.
That's a lot of high-pitched squealing right there. That's a lot of high-pitched squealing in that clip. Oh my. Welcome in, Raiders. If it's your first time here, we're Gamersledge. We're a group of 11 different editors and contributors. We watch, read, and play just about everything pop culture related in order to help people wisely spend their hard-earned discretionary income. And then we stream our recommendations here on our channel. Tonight, it's our podcast, and we are talking about Game of the Year 2022. We just voted Vampire Survivors as Game of the Year 2022 for Gamersledge. If you've not played it, you can play it on consoles or on your phone. No, Dave, I would rather play it on console. Or is it on PC?
Yeah, PC.
That's probably even better, because I'll do it that way. Araya, welcome in. Thank you so much for the raid. I appreciate you entrusting your community with us. We have a raid video for whenever anybody pops in. I don't know if this will work.
It didn't last time.
It might work. We'll have to see here. I know it's here. I just don't know if the automation will work. Let's see. We'll try it right now.
I like to sing,
Yeah.
dance,
Yeah?
pretend,
Okay.
and I like to have fun.
Hi.
Love you.
Wow.
Shh, let's go over here. Just you and me.
Just you and me?
I just wanted to say,
Can we do more kazoo? Kazoo!
You're my special friend.
Raiders, you're our special friend. Oriah EBNG, you're a rock star. Thank you so much for the raid. We hope everyone has a great time here. Raid video out. Eventually. Hey,
Hey, it worked.
It did.
Yay. Thank you again for the raid, Oriah. If you need to hydrate, eat food, go to sleep, run away, we understand. You're more than welcome to stay, though. But thank you again for the raid. I appreciate you very much. This brings us to the point of the show where we have to thank our producers. I just need to find the video to do that. Doop doop boop 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 boop. It's here somewhere. There it is. As always, if you're watching this on YouTube, we did just activate memberships on YouTube, so you can now click that join button to be listed as one of our producers, as well as liking, subscribing, of course, hitting the bell icon. It's the same thing as a Twitch subscription, or bit.ly/mechanicsgl will get your name on every single show that we do for as little as $5 a month. Just like the fine folks scrolling across the screen right now, need to give a shout out to our bossest of boss producers, Mr. J Nice, ×2, Axe Thompson, Gnomish Lee, Lexi, Shank the Noob, Mark Steadmom, Tim Paget, Drogadan, Twisted Ginger 25, Wolf's Gun, Nafam Official, Kokeshi Ken Media, The Lost Harlequin, the official Eggroll TV, Neo Sapien, as well as all of our Patreon, Twitch, mechanics, and YouTube producers who are starting to scroll across right now. DMS Creations, Peter Cajero, Billy Frog, Dance Commander Ramey Becker, Arturo Gonzalez, Bushman, Inuyu Wolf, Jimmy Julius, Mark Johnson, Eric the Amazing Luna, John O'Callahan, June Kuribayashi, John Hewlett, 2 times Academy Award nominee Patrick Tubach, Letty the Yeti, USMG Valorfall, Tracy Fuller, Dave Butler, Michael Sims, Mark Huey, Nick Nevels, Kevin Rollins, That Kid Named D, ID Nippleduck, RIP, Dark Razored, as well as scrolling to the next screen. Eventually. There we go. Trial Access, Rushmonk 2, Bearden, The Bakery Crew Ken, Strong Bad Merc, Ghost Zero, Scotty's on Fire, Rusty Haggis, No Novocaine, Dave 934, Jimmy Julius, TJ Leclerc, Meep the Bunny, The Shaky Dragon, Family Balloon, Mafia 6869, Hey Matman, Slowbake, AK Yuri, Bourgeois, Jag Leisure, Sleep Deprived, DMDM Studios, Habitual Kiwi, Bigman Rosa, URCEO, Chocobo Butt, The Golden Hash Brown, Strawbee, Sir Ironblood, and Jersey the King, Luigi Cat Woodhouse, Band Reaper 97, Kato.jpg, Siunido TTV, Nautico Love 123, Bosch 721, The Tunics, Awesome Jen, Prophet Profanity, Evelyn 03, Habitual Kiwi, Chupa Thingy 7163, G-Boys, Ninja Jinja 07, Cryo the Adventurer, Forever Sammy, and Nacho Wench. Thank you all very much for being producers of the show. That is going to bring us to final thoughts of the evening. Let's start with Matt.
I have not experienced this thing that I've experienced recently in quite a while. And while there have been games I have been excited about for and interested in recently, last couple of years, I've not had that thing where there's a game coming that's a ways out before and it's like itching at my skin. Final Fantasy 16 is that game. That game has got me itching for some reason. I am just really itching for Final Fantasy 16 for some reason. So that's my final thought. It's up for pre-order. I think I'm probably going to pre-order it. I haven't been pre-ordering games. So, yeah, final thought is Final Fantasy 16 has me itching for it.
I think that's probably because it looks like not the other ones.
That could be. I mean, it is the first like fantasy, non-MMO fantasy Final Fantasy that we've seen in a long time. So,
Dave, final thoughts?
I am just happy that 2022 was clearly the year of the handheld, where I feel justified in my love of handheld gaming, where we saw stuff like innovative stuff like, the Playdate, the analog pocket was hitting, people. You have, great things like the Evercade, coming out. The Steam Deck. People love the Steam Deck. The Switch is just like dominant. Plenty of great, like, retro style handhelds that people can get into for, emulation and stuff. It's just, it warms the cock holes of my heart.
Okay, then. Yep. Then my final thought. Scotty says, I'm a Switch fan. I'm happy that it has a lot of games for it. Bringing back the Personas. Yep.
It's all dropped.
My final thought is we are 18 days away from the Dark and Darker channel takeover and next closed alpha test. If you are not already signed up for it, you won't be able to until the first day of the test. But all you have to do is go to the Steam page and click the button to gain access that says, let me into the closed alpha. And you will gain instantaneous access. They had 1 million people come through the last test. This game is going to be real good. I mean, it's already in a phenomenal state. Like, they could release it now. They just keep wanting to test and make sure it's going to be okay and add a couple new features here and there. It's been really good both times I've played it now. So if you want to come play with us, you're more than welcome to, because we're going to be playing it on stream a lot for that week that it's up and live. And then there is another game that I have been waiting for, which is the Brain.
Pinky and the
Dumb.
I think so, Brian, but what the children look like?
I think so, Brain, but Burlap chased me so. It is Almost Human. The Almost Human closed beta will be happening directly after the Dark and Darker next Once Human beta test. So I'm not sure yet if I've made it into it, first of all. But second of all, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to stream it. So we'll see. But that is, if you're not familiar with what that one was, Almost Human is the Division meets HP Lovecraft game that came out of nowhere during the PC Game Show this last summer. And I did get access to their closed beta Discord server, and the stuff that they're working on is pretty exciting. And the weird part about that game is it's going to be mobile and PC only and crossplay. So that's a little odd, but I'm all right with it. And the stuff that they're doing with it looks really interesting. So I'm excited about that. So
and just since we've had 3 different names for this, it is officially Once Human.
Once
correct?
Human. Sorry. Yeah, it's my fault, Scotty. I led you down this wrong path. You had it correct. Once Human, yes, because it's about people at the end of the world after the door to H.P. Lovecraft's universe has been opened. There's no more new people, but the people that survived gained superpowers, basically. So that should be good. We are going to raid out here in a second, but I will very briefly here give you a sage piece of advice to carry you through to the next time we meet. Dave?
Run, children. Run.
What did I do?
Dave, where should you never take a dog? To where?
To the cat factory.
To the flea market. We're gonna raid out.
I can almost respect that one. I can almost respect.
We're gonna raid out to Leona Atlayer. She's a friend of the channel. She is also playing Valorant. I appreciate all of you. Thank you, Dave. Thank you, Matt, for joining me on this crazy ride this evening. I hope you all have an excellent weekend. We'll be back tomorrow at noon on Kokeshi Ken Media's channel. Until then, be excellent to each other. Game on.
Come on.